how is the current market looking like, especially for freshers?
I think the best placements were for 2022 batch. After that, 23 and 24, there was a slowdown. 23 was the worst. 24 was a bit better. And this year, 25 pass outs.
Guide us through the placement calendar for 2025 batch.
A lot of companies have started conducting their own hackathons through which they have started hiring folks. So this time we saw a hackathon by...
Walk me through, especially for my female audience, like what are some of the programs that they should target or look out for?
If you're a first year female student, right? So for first year also, there are multiple scholarships that companies come across. Amazon offers.
So are internships mandatory?
I would not say it's mandatory, but
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Riddhi Datta, and in today's video, I have got Arsh Goel, who is a content creator as well as a software engineer. He creates insightful content on internships, placements, especially for people who are from Tier 3 colleges. And we are going to talk a lot about the same in today's episode. So we are going to talk about how you can get internships in your dream company, how you can get placements in your dream company, diversity hiring program, scholarship, and placement calendar, which is I think also very important. You should know when your dream company is hiring. So without any further ado, let's welcome Arsh. So thank you so much for being here.
thank you so much, Riddhi. It has always been a pleasure talking to you and looking forward to this podcast. And I think it would be very, very helpful for any college student who is currently in second year, third year, looking out for their upcoming placement or internship season.
Sure, looking forward to that as well. So I think first question which I really wanted to ask, though it is not really related, I don't think I've ever got asked this question. So what really motivated you to start creating content on internship placements? Like, did you face any such challenges while you were, preparing?
So I think the thought process of the first video on my channel is for a hackathon that I participated in, and I got a pre-placement offer. It was 20 LP at that time, and it was a big deal because it was peak COVID and no company was hiring. And that company didn't visit our college, but it was an off-campus thing. Then I thought that if I can get an off-campus opportunity like this, then anyone in India should get that off-campus opportunity, because before that, right, before COVID, if you would know, right, most of these big tech companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they used to visit a lot of on-campus campuses and they used to hire folks. There was no such thing of off-campus. But with COVID, interviews started happening online, and companies had a better chance to cater to a bigger pool, right? So that was the time when this shift happened, and that's the time when I started my channel, just to break that mentality of tier 2, tier 3 students ki this is something that is achievable, right? So what they had in mind was ki 6 LPA, 7 LPA is the best I can get from this college, and that was their target. So they didn't work hard. They didn't know that they can also get to that 30 LPA or 40 LPA within college, right? So just to break that barrier, so I created a few videos in the beginning. There were some hackathons that I participated in personally when I was in college, be it American Express, Myntra hackathon or Lowe's hackathon. And these hackathons gave me an opportunity to work at these companies as well as a good prize money. So I thought everyone is eligible for this. Why only tier 1 colleges or NITs or IIT students should participate? Everyone should be participates. The major thing was lack of awareness. So if students would have been aware, so they would have also participated. Everyone is hardworking. So it was more of on the side of awareness that I started.
Got it. So it was more about creating the awareness, and I do agree to it, because even when I was in my college, right, I'm a 2019 pass out, you're a 2021 pass out, so not much difference there. And yeah, I mean, at that time, right now there's a lot of awareness because a lot of content creators making content on the same. But yeah, I do agree, and it was a good start. I felt you have also motivated a lot of content creators to create content on the same, so that's good. Now, sticking to the topic of this video, so like during the COVID, we all saw there was this hiring boom, and every company was hiring left and right, crazy packages, and students thought that this is how the IT industry, especially students who were like just passing out, they thought this is like
IT is the best way, and this is the minimum we should expect.
I remember people saying that you won't even join service-based companies at 3-4 lakhs per annum, which was like a crazy at that time. But yeah, right now, after all these layoffs and all these ebbs and flows that happened, how is the current in market looking like, especially for freshers? Because you follow this space very, very cleanly and closely.
So what I have seen is there was a slowdown in 2020, 2021, 2022 was peak. I think the best placements were for 2022 batch. After that, 23 and 24, there was a slowdown. 23 was the worst. 24 was a bit better. And this year, 25 pass outs, we are seeing the hiring numbers going up. In most of the colleges that I have visited this time, be it IITs and NITs, we have seen more companies coming, as well as the hiring numbers have also increased. But in 23, 24, these numbers were not that great. So the trend is on an upward side, I would say, this particular year. And there are a lot of service-based companies that have opened up their hiring for in the coming few months, be it TCS or a Wipro or Infosys. So all of these are going to hire in big numbers, and hopefully things look positive for the coming year.
Right, we'll get back to that very soon on which companies will start hiring, especially for 2025 batch. But before that, let's talk about this IIT Bombay placements which made the headlines. So, like, first of all, people who don't know talk a bit about the placements that happened in IIT Bombay, and is it a good sign for the other people as well, for the people who are not from IIT?
So you would have seen, so there'll be highlights in the coming few days that a student of an IIT Bombay got a 4 crores package or a 2 crores package or a something like this. But at the same time, there are few people who couldn't get a job offer. But the mentality is different, right? There are two kinds of folks in IITs. Some people who are looking out for a job and they prepare for the job from the very beginning, right? I was talking to a professor who teaches chemistry. He's the head of department of chemistry at IIT Bombay. I was there for a session. So he told that nobody studies chemistry here, right? Everyone joins it just because of IIT Bombay, and we have just 5% folks who study chemistry, and rest of them just pass and they get into some analyst jobs after IIT Bombay. So you get that opportunity. If you are in an IIT, you get that opportunity. You will see a lot of companies coming, but again, it depends a lot on which type of company you are applying from. Whether you want to be into software engineering or quant trading or analyst, so you have multiple options to cater to. But the intent for many students is they want to go for research, so they don't opt for placements. One. Secondly, the trend has been very downwards with respect to some core branches, be it civil, mechanical, chemical, right? So the numbers have not been that great. Computer science and electronics, anyhow, you will get a placement if you are in any top 6 IIT or top 7 IIT. So that is going good again. But still, these core branches might face some challenges, and the challenges are not for placement, but students don't want to accept the packages which are lower than, let's say, 7 LPA or 8 LPA. So that's the minimum barrier. So this time also IIT Bombay has made it clear that 6 LPA is the minimum that a company can offer in IIT Bombay, right? So that number is the minimum that a company can offer. So no company less than 6 lakhs can offer, like, come to IIT Bombay for placement. So this is how the trend has been going, and it's not just IIT Bombay. So top 6 IITs are doing good, but other than that, so this, like, last year and this year, I have had a chance to be at IIT Patna, IIT Indore, IIT Jodhpur, IIT Jammu. So these are tier 2 IITs, I would say.
Yeah.
But the trends here also looks, I would say, above average, not that great, not that bad. But tier 3 IITs, which are very new, IIT Goa, IIT Palakkad, IIT Bhilai, so these are still struggling. So they don't have good placements. Even if you're from an IIT and these IITs, you don't have good placements as of now. Like, the struggle is very real in these IITs even. So it's not just about IITs, but more of how well you do within an IIT. So it can be any IIT. If you are skilled, you want to get a placement, you will get eventually. But it's not just that if you are in an IIT, you will get a placement just because of that.
That's right. I think also within IIT you have a lot of categorizations within NIT as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming back for the 2025 batch people, right? Let's talk about placements first. Let's talk about the full-time offers. So currently I saw Stripe hiring for 2025 batch, a couple of, I think Goldman Sachs has already completed the hiring. So yeah, I mean, you would definitely know better than me. So just guide us through the placement calendar for 2025 batch. Like, which companies have already hired off campus? Yeah, some of the companies
So
hire.
for anyone and anyone, for example, for 25 batch, the placement generally starts in the month of July or August. So this year it also started in July, August.
Yeah.
So companies started visiting on campus in these months, and there were a lot of off-campus things that happened. What we have seen is a lot of companies have started conducting their own hackathons through which they have started hiring folks, right? So this time we saw a hackathon by Myntra, known as HackerRamp, or
And they give full-time offers.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you participate in even if they write or they don't write, but at the end intent is ki they will hire folks from this. They want good talent, right? So Myntra is there, Optum is there. Optum didn't hire this time, but through hackathon, but they conducted a hackathon. American Express used to conduct a hackathon. They conducted this year as well. Then there are multiple companies. Let's say we're talking about Goldman Sachs, right? So Goldman Sachs engineering campus hiring program is conducted every year 2 times. So what they have shifted is they have shifted to hiring interns. They don't want to hire full-time folks, but they want to hire interns. Then based upon their performance, they'll convert them. So batch of 2026 was hired by Goldman Sachs this year, not 2025. So it is better if you prepare, and the process is easier for an intern, right? So if you are currently in third year and you're looking out for placements or companies like these. So I would say it is better to be in the position to get an internship in that company, and you will eventually get a PPO. You don't need to sit for the
Makes sense.
placement process. So this has been the trend. Again, now a lot of service-based companies would hire in the coming 2-3 months. A lot of companies have announced their hiring. Be it TCS, they've announced the number of 40,000. They want to hire 40,000 freshers by March 2025. So this is the number by them. Then again, within the next coming year also, there will be a lot of competitions coming, right? By Flipkart. This time also Flipkart Grid was conducted, through which Flipkart gave offers. They offer around 32 LPA for freshers, and it's open for anyone and everyone. All college students are eligible. So Flipkart Grid was conducted. Then Walmart would conduct a hiring drive again. It's specific to females. Flipkart would conduct a hiring drive specific to females. So
Is it great?
Flipkart Grid is one. Then Flipkart Runway is a program for females. This is for second year girl students. Then there's Flipkart Girls Wanna Code. So this is for final year girls. So there are multiple 3 programs Flipkart conducts for hiring engineering students. One is Grid, one is Runway, one is Girls Wanna Code.
Right.
So all these programs you will see. But yeah, I think the numbers and trend has improved from the last year. There are a lot of companies who have hired through referrals also. Google has been hiring throughout the year. So multiple openings within Google for freshers also, for cloud also, for technical solutions engineer also, for STEP internship also. So multiple opportunities within Google were there. Microsoft has announced off-campus internships, research internship, as well as software engineering internship, product management internship. So Microsoft is also hiring off-campus, and students have started getting tests. Stripe, as you mentioned, Coinbase has started giving out tests. So these are some of the companies that have been hiring throughout, and still we expect a lot of companies to hire. Amazon has hired a lot of folks for 6 months internship. So there's a good number of hiring. Last year, Amazon didn't hire a lot of folks, but this year Amazon hired a lot of folks for 6 months internships.
Right. So by this time, you already know that if you're looking out for internships and placement, who is the guy to follow. I will attach this link to the channel in the description down below. So do go and check out his channel as well. So now coming back, we touched a bit upon the diversity hiring, like the women for women engineers, right? So walk me through, especially for my female audience, like what are some of the programs that they should target or look out for? I think Amazon Wow is there, I guess. Okay.
There are multiple things. I'll just start. For example, if you're a first year female student, right? So for first year also, there are multiple scholarships that companies come across. Amazon offers something known as Future Engineer, Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship, where they give you 1 lakh rupees as a scholarship, plus you get an opportunity to interview at Amazon multiple times throughout your college journey, and Amazon supports you in some way or another, whether they'll teach you, whether they'll have some sessions. So Amazon gives this scholarship to first year students. Second, then is Google has this program known as Women Engineers. Again, it's for first year students, where you get a scholarship, plus Google will teach you for the coming 3 years.
Oh, wow.
They will teach you data structural algorithms, they'll teach you communication skills, how to prepare for interviews. They will schedule your interviews for Google internships. So Google has Google V program. So these are some of the
Is that online or you have to go
online.
Oh, no.
Online.
Yeah.
So they may call you in Google Office for a day or so just for the final ceremony, but otherwise the entire program is online, and it is very well structured. You get scholarship amount also, plus Google teaches you also. Google V Engineer is there.
This is just for females.
This is just for females. Okay. Then when you come in the second year, right? So there are multiple other programs that come into picture. For example, Flipkart. We're just talking about Flipkart Runway, Flipkart Girls Wanna Code is there. Then you talk about Myntra. Myntra conducts 2 programs. One would come in and around Women's Day. So it's on in the month of March. You will see a lot of other companies also organizing women-centric drives, be it Myntra, be it Adobe. You'll see Code Diva. Adobe conducts Code Diva. Then
I think Google Step Intern is also there.
Google Step Intern is for
That is not a diversity hiring.
that's not a diversity hiring, open to everyone, but yeah, you can apply for that also. Uber has something known as She Codes. So Uber She Codes is there. So there are multiple
Adobe also, I think.
Adobe
has
Code
Code
Diva.
Her. Code Diva. Okay, they trust Code Her, right? Previously.
Code Hers is for Walmart.
Oh,
So
Walmart,
Walmart
yeah,
conducts
I-
Code Hers.
Right.
Code, so that's for Walmart. Adobe conducts Code Diva, but the name might change every year. So they choose a different vendor every year. So the name might change. But Adobe also conducts a program like this. So Amazon, we're talking about Amazon Wow. So there are a lot of female candidates who are hired in Amazon through Amazon Wow, and it's a year-long program. Now also, if you want, you can go and register on their site. They conduct master classes for each and every one of you. So you can enroll in for there, and you will get updates from whichever master classes they are conducting or whenever they are hiring. So you'll get to know about that. Amazon Wow is there. So, and there's so many programs. One more thing, I attended GHCI this year. So GHCI is Grace Hopper Celebration India. So this is also it's a community of women. So it's a global community where if you apply for it, if you are a part of their community, so you get access to the job board. And GHCI is connected with all these big tech companies, not only in India but in US also. So you get a chance to apply for these internships and full-time roles for US locations also within India, sitting here in India. So maybe you can look out for GHCI, and they conduct an event also. At this time, there was an event of close to 2,500 female students as well as working professionals. So it can also be a great opportunity. Maybe you can look out for some opportunities for GHCI here. Then talking about scholarships, there are a few scholarships. Google offers Google Generation Scholarship. Then Palantir offers a scholarship. Nutanix scholarship is
Palantir has its office in India.
no, they don't have an office in India, but they offer a scholarship for females. It's a global scholarship and it's $7,000 scholarship, close to 6 lakhs. So if you're selected, you get 6 lakhs as a scholarship amount, and that can cover your entire fees within college. So there are multiple other opportunities. You just need to be aware of things and apply for them on time.
Nice. So, okay. So, we learned about a lot of these opportunities, live examples, right? Now, let's say I'm a student in my third year. I'm an engineering student in my third year. How should I plan and prepare, and the specific companies that I should target? Let's talk about product-based companies, because these are the companies where people generally want to go, and also there is kind of less information about this, because when it comes to service-based companies, people in these tertiary colleges tend to know by their college tier, like the placement cells and all, right? So let us talk a little bit about how can they plan about their preparation and the times they should look out for with respect to specific companies.
So I would say ki second year is a very right time when you should focus on problem solving, as major focus of these companies is problem solving somehow. If you're good with your DSA, then like I would say 70% of the process is again DSA for most of these companies, right? Even if we are taking an interview or you're taking an interview, the major portion that you'll cover is problem solving. You'll give a DSA problem, you'll solve with the best time complexity, space complexity, you are somebody who would be selected for the next round. So problem solving should be focused on the very second year. Uh, Once you reach your third year, fifth semester, a lot of companies would start hiring for internships. And again, the first round for all of them is an online test that includes 3 DSA problems or 2 DSA problems. You need to solve in 60 minutes or 90 minutes. So that's very important. If you're not good at DSA, you might not be able to clear that first round and you might not get an interview opportunity, even if you have very good dev projects. So having like prepared those DSA problems is very, very important. You should have a good variety of questions to be solved. It's not just a number. When people tend to run behind a number, you solve 500 questions,
Yeah,
1,000 questions, right? So you need to see that you're solving a variety of questions within data sets. Also, difficulty level of different problems. It should not be all easy questions. It should be a mix of easy, medium, hard. You should have an understanding of what kind of algorithms have been asked. You should make sure you read all interview experiences of the past candidate. They are very, very helpful at the last point, right? So you should be prepared enough with your DSA by the beginning of first semester. Along with that, after you start applying for companies, start building your projects along, right? If you don't have time, the first focus should be on DSA for the second year. If you get time, build 1 or 2 good projects for your resume, and then you're good to apply for these internships and you'll feel more confident.
And also projects are very important, guys, not just for cracking the interview, but after you get into a company.
To
And
sustain there, it's very important.
very important. And also, let's say if you are getting as an intern, right, if you want that PPO, right, it's always better to have your hands dirty with coding and the tech stack, so that you can learn easily and deliver fast. That would help you to actually get the PPO. So yeah, coming back, so we're almost at the end of the podcast. It was a quick one. So 2 things. One is an internship mandatory? Like, let's say I didn't get to do an internship. Like, I was from a tertiary college. I did an internship. It was not really worthwhile in a big company. So are internships mandatory?
I would not say it's mandatory, but again, it would be a plus point if you have one in your resume. Product-based companies would not judge you on the basis of your experiences, because they are looking out for a fresher who is good at problem solving. If you're able to solve DSA problems in the interview, it won't matter whether you have done an internship or not. But for example, if you're applying for a startup like Swiggy or Zomato or Upstocks or Urban Company, they would see if you have worked in a real-time environment in some company, or let's say a smaller startup or something you have built off your own. So they would be very, very interested for your projects as well as your past experiences. But if you're aiming at cracking these big tech companies, yes, it would be a plus, because you would have things to speak in your interview, right? But otherwise, if you are very good at problem solving, I think would not matter. So focus should be, yes, if you're getting an internship, it's okay. If you're not getting an internship, still it's okay. You should prepare for your placements well.
And any specific tips to target internships, or maybe specific websites where students should keep an eye on?
I would say it's very, there's no specific website, but multiple hackathon platforms are there, be it HackerEarth or the Metal, or you get a lot of things on LinkedIn. right? Maybe you can join a few Telegram groups. Maybe Riddhi also might have a Telegram group. I also might have a Telegram group where we share a lot of stuff, right? So maybe should be aware of things and apply for them on time, because deadlines are very, very short and you might miss that opportunity, and then you see somebody posting about that opportunity on LinkedIn, then you'll realize. So try to be very specific, be aware, and apply for all these things on time. That's
Right.
important.
If you want to get everything at one place, I'm telling you, go and follow his channel. I think you would get, like, he keeps a tap on everything. Even currently I have passed out in 2019, so I've lost tap on a lot of things. I don't have much idea about what's going on in this hiring scenario, to be very specific. So yeah, I mean, he still keeps a tap on it and he makes dedicated content on it. So I would highly recommend you to go and check out his channel. And no, I think it is genuine content. It is going to help a lot of these freshers and especially people who are looking for internship opportunities. So thank you so much, Ash. Thank you so much for giving your time. And any last tip of advice for 2025, 2026 batch pass outs and from there?
So the major concern for them would be that we are applying for a lot of things, but we're not getting reward back. So that's the major concern that they would have. Just try to understand how many folks would be applying for 2025 batch. There's so many colleges in India. It's in 1,000, 4,000, 5,000 colleges in India. Every college, final year students are the most concerned that they want to apply for companies because they want to get a placement. So for one application, there will be thousands of students applying. So it is very tough for even any ATS to shortlist you, even if you are capable. So don't worry about it. The best thing would be apply for maximum opportunities that you can. And if you are deserving, you have worked hard, you will definitely reach the place you are aiming for, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean, just to add on that, actually, so even if you're not getting into a dream company right out of college, it's completely okay to start with a 3-4 LPA package or maybe a service-based company. It's completely fine. Even I started with a service-based company, right, and then I ultimately got into Amazon and Google. And there are a lot of instances right now around the same. I've seen a lot of tech leads at Google who had their experience or started off with a service-based company. So it's completely normal. All you have to do is you have to keep trust in yourself, keep building your skills, keep up with the problem solving, and because these are most sought after in most of these tech-based companies. And yeah, you will get it through. So some get it, some might get it in this, some might take a big internship in the third year, some might get in the final year, maybe some would get after 3-4 years. So that's fine. I mean, don't take, just focus on learning engineering and tech, and eventually you will be there. So yeah, having said that, we will end this podcast on a positive note. We wish you all the best. And if you like this video, don't forget to like this video and comment down below if you had followed us previously. And we'll see you in some other video with some other content. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.